Yeah. Welcome to Grawlix Nights, the Grawlix Podcast live show. I'm Randy.
I'm Melanie.
And I'm Jesse.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? We've got an exciting show for you that we totally know exactly what we're going to talk about. We have every feature and topic planned.
Yep.
Yeah.
But first, how are you two?
I'm PG.
Yeah, good.
Good. That's a good time.
Man, we started so strong.
Yeah, last week, like in the title and the description, I made a big point about, we live stream with no plan and this happened. But in reality, we kind of had a little bit of a plan, I guess. Mm-hmm. This week, we're so on the fly that I didn't even have a good, the title of this video is Grawlix Nights. I had nothing. I was like, let's go.
It's Grawlix. It's Nights. We got it.
We got it. That's our whole branding.
Yeah, we got it.
What? My camera. Why is my camera crooked? It drives me crazy. It's my monitor. Why is my monitor crooked is the real question. And is it breaking it to do this?
You're just moving the whole thing. That's probably not good.
No.
Especially
Anyway.
if your monitor stand is not one of those that moves.
I feel like it's
yeah.
not. No, it feels like it's not. I mean, it's moving.
It's like, let me see. Crack! And you're just sideways for the rest of the show.
You know what's a real MFer? This monitor. This is a nice monitor, nicest monitor I ever had. 4K and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure a month tops after I bought it, I seen it listed for $100 less than I paid for it. I'm like, oh, God, I thought I got a deal.
Yeah.
Turns out I was one of those suckers where they're like, oh, it's on sale now. You better get it. It's really discounted before it's really discounted.
Yeah.
I just want to say, it's really weird to hear a train and it not to be
Oh,
my end.
yeah. That's
Interesting.
yeah.
I assumed it was.
No, I'm in Bellevue, and there's quite a few trains that run through.
I thought Fremont had all the trains.
If
Well,
you're
yeah,
in
but
Bell-
they leave there and go somewhere, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good point. They got to go somewhere.
Yeah. Wait an hour at the end of the show. You'll hear the trains on my end. It'll be the same train.
Same train.
Yeah.
And then we'll know the answer to that stupid question, that problem question, or what do you call those? Yeah.
Equation, the math equation, or word problem.
Word problems. Problem question. I don't know.
Train
math,
leaves
math
A,
word
B.
thing. Yeah. How long does it take for it to get to here to there with the things and the times and the miles?
Man, I don't know. But I hear say that in Florida, that sounds like a word problem, and they don't do word problems anymore because they might be woke. The word problems.
Yeah.
Oh,
word
really?
problems.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
worst reason they could possibly have given.
Yeah.
Right. There's valid reasons. That's not one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I went 2 moments. I had to say something about.
You had to say something about Florida. That's never a good sign.
No. Anyway.
Florida's like the Australia of America.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. No, you're not. I just don't want to offend Australia.
Oh, they can take it.
They really can. They've proven it.
Yeah, no, that's.
Florida, on the other hand, has not proven anything. That's the problem. Sorry, Florida.
Sorry, Florida.
Just facts, though.
Just
Facts, though.
So something we didn't watch. We talked about last week that I forgot was even a thing. Jesse's like, "Did you guys watch Wakanda Forever?" And I was like, "No, I forgot. I forgot
Yeah.
that existed."
Yeah.
So this episode, we're talking about what we didn't watch. I still need to figure. I swear we watched a movie and I didn't log it. And you know what? If you know, you know. That I don't abide by that. I can't.
Right. If you've been
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to the show, you know this is a problem.
This is
Right.
a problem. I will look through my Netflix and whatever else watch history and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm no help. I never remember anything that we watched.
We did watch. This isn't Doctor Who episode Doctor Who segment episode, but we did watch one of the episodes for the next segment coming up this next coming month, and because Melanie mentioned it, and she's like, "What, do we have to watch some Doctor Who? When do we got to do that?" And I was like, "Well, it's like at least 2 weeks away, or 2 or 3 weeks away."
Right.
I was like, "But yeah, we can."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, if it's too far away, I'm not going to remember." I was like, "You're not going to remember anyway."
I
You've
won't.
already
It'll be
seen
the
it and you
next
don't
day.
remember.
And Alex,
Well, was it Fires of Pompeii is next, anyways, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'll remember. I mean, you can't not remember that one because it's got PCAP.
Yeah.
We're still Melanie's still going to be. I guarantee we did watch Fires of Pompeii last night, and I guarantee I think it's 2 weeks when we come to do the Doctor Who segment, Melanie will be like, "What did we watch? I don't remember."
I will. I know I will. I'm not that. Yeah.
She's not that invested in it, to be honest. After it's over, it's a little heartbreaking as a diehard new Who fan who only exists as a Who fan because someone made him watch it.
I made you watch 2 episodes because they were great, and you would have loved them, and you did.
Not even
That's why we're
once.
here.
Doctor Who, not even once. Yeah, no. But after it's over, I'm like, "So, what'd you think?" Wow, and she's like, "Oh, it's okay, but it's about redheads crying." And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay."
Oh yeah. We've got all the redheads too.
But I
There's
will
a
refrain.
lot of new Who people in that, and I
Oh,
always
yeah.
forget. I was like, oh, that's right. That's this episode. It's not just the PCAP episode.
Was that Amy Pond in there?
Yeah,
There's
that's Amy Pond.
That was Amy Pond?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
that looks like Amy Pond. Wow, weird.
Yeah.
So Moffat just rated this episode and it's like
Yeah,
that
big
one.
time.
Yeah. And good thing. Well, never mind. I don't like Amy Bond, but
It is a good thing. I'll hold my tongue. Because obviously there's things I have to say about it, but this
Right.
isn't that
Yeah.
episode.
No.
oh yeah.
But
I-
what?
Go ahead.
Well, no, what were you going to say? Please.
I was going to say I rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once with my nieces and nephews. Made them all watch it, and it was lovely. We had a wonderful time. We all enjoyed it.
How is it the second time through?
It's just as good. Well, I was kind of half watching the movie and half watching them to see how they reacted because that's how I do
Right.
when I make somebody watch it. Which probably sucks for them because I'm like, peeking at them and being like, oh, yeah, whatever, But it was good, and they enjoyed it, and I enjoyed that they enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's one of those. I've only watched the once, but it's one of those movies that I think would be it's still going to be like the same type of movie, but knowing where it's going,
Oh, yeah.
slightly different
Yeah.
kind of movie. Second time through.
It's the villain in that is so cool. The power that she has is amazing.
Jesse, have you seen it? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
don't
we
remember
talked
if
about it.
I
Yeah.
think we did too, but I couldn't recall for sure. I love the villain motivation. It's just the best.
Yeah.
We've been watching just random things. We watched a couple of stand-up specials, not even new ones on Netflix from John Mulaney.
Oh yeah, he's always good. Yeah.
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
He's very entertaining. I like his demeanor. I kind of wish he had some more recent stuff. Like he's got 2012, 2015, and 2018. He's got 3 specials on there. And it's like
I was on the bench.
Right. No, yeah, it was very entertaining. We watched an episode of The Witcher Blood Origin, which is a Witcher spin-off, like limited series. I think it's, I don't know, 4 episodes, something like that.
Is this a prequel, or it's just like
Yeah,
set somewhere else, or?
It's a prequel, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, the setup is their link to the regular show, I guess, is they have the bard get grabbed by somebody, and she's like, I'm going to tell you a tale, and you can sing this
Right.
song. It's about how this happened a long time ago. And then you go a long time ago. And
It's
then
about how
that's the
this kind of cool, somewhat mysterious thing that exists in the world. You know that cool, mysterious thing that's mainly cool because you don't know how it came to be. Let's take all the mystery away.
Oh, toss a coin to your backstory.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. We've only watched 1 episode. I know it was not very well received. It's disappointing to me though because this has Michelle Yeoh. Speaking of,
Yeah.
it's got, there's the segue, the connection to Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. It's got Michelle Yeoh in it. I was like, whoa, Witcher World with Michelle. Yeah, cool. And
She
we
does
only
look
watched,
really cool.
She does look cool, and we only watched 1 episode. This is not well received, and I'm not wild about it so far. 1 episode in, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. Initially, I was like, was it just because people are mad because it's woke, because it has a diverse cast? Like, I don't know if that's why, but I don't know. That might not be the case because so far I was not. I don't know. It's just got the thing of like, a show needs a good hook. Like Witcher. And I even think like the first episode kind of goes a bit before it really hooks you, but like, even though he hardly says anything, Henry Cavill's Witcher character like is compelling. He's interesting.
Yeah.
He's like, moody but kind of fun. The Bard, and that also like the Bard doesn't really have the same appeal in this for whatever reason. The Bard's entertaining. Stuff like that. Like there's that hook. Hey, Savannah, what's going on? And this didn't have that hook to me, really. The characters weren't super compelling, and it falls into what I was worried the House of Dragons or whatever series was going to do, where it's just like, you don't need character. All you need is a fancy set, some costumes, and people dropping exposition about world that you don't care about. And that's kind of how this feels a bit.
Oh,
it's like,
no.
here's a whole bunch of people. There's things happening. It must be exciting, right? Because it's got lords and ladies, and they're talking about fantasy medieval politics. Ooh, and it's like,
And we've got a cast.
We've got a cast of people. They're pretty lifeless, but hey, there they are. Look at them.
Look at these actors.
They're doing things. They're walking here.
Oh,
They're
wow.
not Christopher Walken.
Super
Yeah,
great.
well,
we're in a town. I gotta
That's where
go to the tavern.
Christopher Walken's up there in age, so I get he doesn't do much acting, but that's where the benefit. That's why Christopher Walken is Christopher Walken, okay? Because Christopher Walken, you can put in one of those roles, and you don't have to change anything.
No.
And it automatically adds character interest because it's Walken.
We gotta toss a coin right now.
I'm already hooked. I don't know. So we'll slowly continue watching more The Witcher Blood Origin, I imagine. But I liked that anime style, like spin-off movie they did. I enjoyed that. I thought that was pretty good. But the lead character was kind of compelling. So like, I don't know, whatever. They need to get good with your characters.
Yeah. I think that's most people's problems.
Right. We also watched the first episode of that 90s show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard it was good.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It
There's probably
was-
people who actually like the 70s show.
It was appropriate for what it was.
Yeah.
I found so the first episode has, I think, the big cameos, right? It's got with spoilers, but it's got Eric and Donna show up. They're through like most of the episode, and then at the end you got Ashton. I don't remember their characters' names. Ashton Kutcher and
Mila Kunis.
yeah, Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Oh, and then also what's his name?
Oh yeah, there's a little brief cameo by Fez.
Yeah.
What's his name? Michael and Jackie. Thank you.
Michael, Jackie, and Fez are also there.
And of course Kitty and Red, but they're going to
Yeah.
be like regular characters. I felt it, it's they're writing it to be a sitcom, right? I feel like some sitcoms it's kind of there's a style to the sitcom writing, but this felt a little bit more like it's sitcom writing. Like it felt a little forced, but the actors. I don't know, the actors from the original series, they're all obviously, they've been in it. They've been around. They know what they're doing. The new cast, the younger kids, I don't like their acting. I think it's not. They're acting like they're in a sitcom. Yeah, they're acting like they're in a sitcom. They're overacting like they're in a sitcom.
Right. They aren't their characters. They're characters.
Yeah, that's how it felt to me, and I was not wild about that. There were a few good laughs, though. I thought there was some funny bits. It's Savannah asked, did they explain his missing, like prison or something? No. No. They're just they're not gonna. They didn't acknowledge that at all.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, I see what you. Yeah, Hyde can't be there. Ha ha ha. Yeah, no. I mean, definitely not. No, they're just not going to mention it. Probably, I would assume they're just not going to mention it.
So they're gonna hide that part.
Yeah. They should acknowledge it. I feel like, even though it's not the most recent of events, it's current enough that they don't want to necessarily make a joke. You know what I mean? I feel like if he went to jail ages ago and it was like old news, and
Oh yeah.
then they could be like, make some type of crack about it. But I feel like it was a serious enough allegation, and it's recent enough that they're just like,
Right.
Who?
Yeah.
who? Hyde? That's a silly name. Jesse, what have you been watching? Anything? Doing anything exciting?
Yeah. Basically, we've been continuing to watch Vikings Valhalla, and yet they just dropped season 2 onto Netflix, but we're still on season 1, so we're still trying to get caught up, and we're enjoying it. So yeah, I mean, it's basically very similar to Vikings 1. It's just like Vikings getting all political and political Viking style. We're going to go take this place over, and then they're going to fight back, and then we're going to fight them some more. And then we're going to fight amongst ourselves because there are Christian Vikings and pagan Vikings now. So it's a whole thing. So like that, still enjoying that show. And then randomly I rewatched High Fidelity with John Cusack.
Okay.
Yeah, just like randomly because it was I think it was on sale. I think Vudu had a sale on stuff because that's usually why I buy things. And I was like, you know what? I'm not just gonna buy this. I'm gonna watch this. And then it's like crazy because this is like kind of. I think this is the movie that kind of launched Jack Black from being just like, kind of. I don't know what he was doing before. Maybe he was Tenacious D before that, but like he wasn't like getting into big mainstream projects, I don't feel like, before this. But like after this, like he just kind of exploded, because in this he's just like he's like he's one of the Jay and Silent Bob style characters to John Cusack, And John Cusack is just a jerk in this. Like, he is not a likable character. I'm not sure that you're supposed to like him. I'm not sure that you're supposed to root for him, but you also kind of feel bad for him. You're just like, man, get your crud together. But it was kind of like interesting. It's like all these things that he's supposed to be learning about his previous love life and like the loves of his life, the top fives or whatever. All the things he's supposed to take away from, like, reconnecting with them and finding out what's happened to them since like they broke up. He's like, that's great. I'm totally absolved. Like any good thing that happened in their life is like, oh, that's awesome. I don't have to feel bad about that anymore. And he's like taking the complete wrong takeaway from that experience. But I don't know. I mean, like, in a lot of ways, the movie feels dated, and in a lot of ways, it's kind of the perfect John Cusack movie, in that like John Cusack always plays a character that, like, whose problems are uniquely his. It's like, dude, you are the reason that you get in your own way, kind of thing. And he plays, I gotta say, he's always played that character really well. So
I'm not sure that I've ever seen it.
I don't know how highly I recommend it, but I kind of do recommend it. Yeah.
I know of it, obviously. I might have seen it.
I think I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I have seen it.
Yeah. Savannah says he was always pretentious. He's so pretentious in this movie. Like, this is like peak pretentious Cusack.
He just has that energy.
Yeah.
As he's gotten older, he'd pop up in weird movies. Like, he'd do, what was it, 2012 or something like that, where he'd pop up in like a big dumb blockbuster, and you're like,
right?
No,
why? You're not the action hero.
Yeah, what are you doing, John Cusack? Get your boombox.
Come on, yeah. Hold up your sad boombox.
Yeah,
come on. That's what we really came for.
Yeah, that's weird. I never really thought about, because I know you notice with chicks a lot that they get typecast or whatever, and they were always in the romantic comedies. I don't know that I ever really paid attention to if that happens to men. I guess it probably does, huh?
Well, like most of his, but he's also been in like a few like little. Was he in a few like horror movie things for a while? Like, he was really into that.
Like 1408 and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
1408 though still feels like, that. I mean, it is interesting him popping up in horror movies, but the character feels like an appropriate enough Cusack character.
Right.
It's a Stephen King character, so he's like an alcoholic, tortured writer, right? Like, I mean, that's the default. Right. But it's kind of fitting for him, Yeah. I remembered what it is we watched, what movie we watched. I'm so glad I remembered. I didn't log it. Whew. Close call. That was a close call. The title is so bad. So this was a total, like, random. I opened Shudder. It was the first thing my eyes fell on, and I was like, hey, boom, we're watching this now. Let the wrong one in.
Oh.
Not let the right one in.
What?
Let the wrong one in.
What is this? It's got to be referencing it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good.
The title is it's I had the reason I clicked on it is because I had seen a trailer. I was looking up, I don't know, at some point a while back, just like new horror movies, right? And this is like a horror comedy. The title is so bad, I'm like, a horror comedy, let the wrong one in. That's like not another teen movie level of like parody title. But the trailer looked okay. It looked like they were they don't accomplish, but it looks like they were aiming for a little bit more of like a Shaun of the Dead kind of thing. Let me pull up share my screen here. Okay, so it's a recent movie. It's Irish, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I'm not pretty sure, I'm positive. It's Irish. But it's basically like
it's
the
kind of
lead character. What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you
I was
talk.
just say it's kind of ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of dumb jokes. There's like some dumb comedy, but it's okay. It works as a comedy horror. But basically, the main character's older brother, who's like a kind of a druggy loser guy, gets turned into a vampire, and he's still like a dip. You know what I mean? Like he's still an idiot, and it's basically them trying to deal with him becoming a vampire, and there's some other vampires, and like it does hit some like heavy character moments occasionally, but otherwise it's very goofy and kind of, doesn't take itself very seriously.
Yeah, and the guy, Giles, is it Giles? From Buffy?
Who's this? That's a Giles.
Oh boy.
This guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Anthony Michael Head? Is that Anthony Stewart Head?
There you go.
Yeah. He shows up as a vampire slayer of sorts.
Oh my.
Which is pretty interesting.
So he's got to train them.
Well,
Yeah.
so it opens with like some chicks. Obviously, they're in Transylvania and they're like, it's what do they call it? A bachelorette party or whatever. They had a different name for it. They called it something else, but a hen party or something weird. But and one of them gets bitten, and then
It's the
we
bride.
jump
The
over.
bride gets bitten.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It was it's stupid, but there's some good laughs. It doesn't take itself seriously. It does a lot of gags where it's like he doesn't like. There's not a lot of people don't question a whole lot like vampires don't exist, but it's like, I'm not a vampire, and then he like vomits a bunch of blood all over the kid, and like I don't know, whatever.
There's
it's
so
fine.
much blood. There's so much blood.
Yeah. The effects are appropriately terrible most times.
So is it like a faux retro? Because like they nailed the retro aesthetic. You could have told me that this was an older movie based on this poster alone that's on the screen.
Interestingly, like they don't necessarily go for a retro vibe, even though randomly they throw him in a Marty McFly style life preserver looking jacket
man.
for part of it. And they're obviously also kind of like I said, Shaun of the Dead influence is definitely there. Like he's wearing this way, he was gonna go to work or whatever, and he gets blood vomited on him, and for whatever reason he never changes the shirt, so he's just got this bloody shirt the whole time. He's talking to people on the street.
He said in the beginning that was his only clean shirt. What's he gonna do? It's not
Right. So the house is just ends up covered in blood, but it's good. It's fun. If you're in the mood for like a horror comedy that doesn't take itself too seriously, it's not necessarily the highest quality, but it's pretty decent. It kind of feels like it's kind of like a low budget Irish movie, I guess. But the acting was okay. Yeah, whatever. There's a couple fart jokes. It's like, okay. But otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah.
If anything...
But we might have had to put the subtitles on a couple times. Cause
we had subtitles going the whole time. The Irish accent is...
Yeah, you get that thick Irish bro.
It's
kinda
real
hard.
thick.
Yeah.
It's real thick. And there's slang words that, like...
Oh, yeah.
In subtitles, I'm like, okay, I get it. But I wouldn't... I don't know what that word was. I wouldn't have guessed, like, you know. So, but yeah. I mean, that's also kind of part of the charm. Once in a while, there's a low-budget horror comedy that comes out of some random country, and you're just like, that's delightful. Good for them. Good for them.
Oh, good for them. Wow. No wonder we like John Cusack movies.
I think this was on a list of like European, like lower budget European horror movies that were worth a watch or something. I looked at a while back. So yeah. And I wonder, like maybe he's old enough now, or he needs work. Although I'll tell you what, and this has always been the case. You take his glasses off, Giles gets real seedy looking. He really does.
That's right. Even when he's like a younger kid, you like the actors that they get to play him as a younger version of Giles. It's like, take those glasses off. Ooh, he might do some drugs or something.
Right. I wonder though if like this come across his desk or however it works, and if he's like.
If he just was like, oh, another vampire movie.
A horror comedy, and I'm a what? I'm a slayer of vampires. Okay, cool. But then again, that's absolutely why he's cast in this, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
he's, as far as I can tell, the only non-Irish actor in there. Like, at first he's like doing a fake Irish accent, and then they're like, what's his accent? And then he defaults to his regular accent. So, like, he was maybe their get, you know? They're like, we got Giles, you know, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how they got money. That's how they got funding of any kind.
Right. Yeah. I you know, whatever. It's not great, but worth a watch.
Yeah.
I'm glad I remembered that. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the show. I don't know what else to say.
The only other thing I can think of is like I've been reading like Spider-Man. I've been reading comics,
Yeah.
and so like I don't know, like there's times where I'm really liking the current Spider-Man run, and then they'll like just jump into yet again another like event, like
Yeah.
they were doing like interesting things with Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden they're like plunk, time for a crossover. Time for you to buy all the books if you want to know what's going on. And that's kind of what's going on right now. And these events are bonkers. Like I don't want to read this event. I want to skip over this event, get back to whatever they were doing before, and I could leave all of this stuff. And the event is super convoluted. Like it's the original clone of Spider-Man, who went by the alias of Ben Reilly, who was the Scarlet Spider for a while and took over for Spider-Man for just a minute, and then like left, and then came back as a villain, but then kind of redeemed himself in Las Vegas. But then something went down, and Spider-Man was like, I could help restore your memories, but I'm not necessarily going to do that for reasons. And now he's a total bad guy, and he's just trying to like ruin Spider-Man's life again. So Ben Reilly is now a villain again with spider powers, but not the full memories of Spider-Man thing. And I kind of alluded off mic before we got started as like basically a rant about Spider-Man. Like, what do you do with these characters that have been around as long as somebody like Batman or Spider-Man or even Superman, and be like, we're doing something fresh with them. He's got a bad guy who really hates him.
Yeah. Well, maybe instead he needs to have a bad guy that really loves him, but not like Joker, like a different kind of love.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Batman, like he's been accused of murder, right? Mm-hmm. Like Bruce Wayne's been framed. Batman's been framed. Batman's had his back broken and had to like retire from being Batman and give it to somebody else, but he gave it to the wrong person, so he had to come back and reclaim being the Bat and all of that. It's like, what else do you do with Batman? What else do you do with Superman after you kill the guy? Take his powers away, give him new weird electricity powers. What do you do with them?
Yeah.
Hey, Turner, what's going on?
You should have him.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
You should have him go do some like social justice or something, or like environmental. They should go plant some trees or something with their superpowers and be like, look, this is how you do that.
I think they tried to do that though with Superman, and boy, were the people mad.
I know.
Because was it Superman like he was like, I'm gonna save these people because they're people. And then there were people that were like, what? Superman wouldn't do that. shouldn't do that. That's against the law. Those people are here illegally.
Renfield, by the way, Savannah Renfield, I believe is coming out in April. So that has not been out. That's not out yet.
No.
Speaking of real quick, I noticed the Caged AI, the AI social media accounts for the that post random AI generated images of Nicolas Cage has been active again lately.
Yeah, we like that. We like that page.
Yeah. Yeah.
we
It's
like
fun.
that. A friend told me about this page, and I think you should check it out.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, it's not like I post it
Yeah.
anyway.
That'd be really weird if you randomly interjected that just like in the middle of our stuff.
Or talk about
If it was
Spider-Man and
yours,
Batman.
that would be weird, man. Like
Yeah.
so it's clearly not like connected to us in any way.
Speaking of, if you want some t-shirts,
I want to jump into. It's interesting with those characters. Like, it can't be easy, right? I mean, to a point, there's a lot of stories that rehash. But if you can rehash with some unique twist or from a different whatever, that's okay. But like, it can't be easy.
Right. Like, how do you do that with someone like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman? It's like everything's been done, really. They've been around for like, in Superman's case, what, more than 70 years? Like more than 75 years? How old is Batman now? 80 years? I don't know.
Yeah, they've been around for. It's a lot of stories. It's a lot of stories, especially like those big two where for decades and decades, it's multiple books running every month. Like, it's not even just one story that's going. It's like multiple stories going, because you've got multiple Superman and Batman books. I know Spider-Man was doing that for a long time. I don't know if they still are. I'm assuming they are.
They got a couple, yeah. Which is why they've got this event running, because they can post the dark web book itself. They can have stories that happen in the Amazing Spider-Man. They can have stories that run in the web of Spider-Man or whatever. Yeah.
The Renfield trailer link, Turner, I'm not sure how well links. I don't know if it'll keep the link in the comment. It's pretty easy to find. I'm assuming that's what he's asking about. I will go ahead and try to post it or comment it, but I don't know if YouTube will leave the link or not. I mean, it's a link to YouTube, so.
You'd think, yeah, but.
I think for the, like, whatever, Spider-Man, well, Spider-Man's different a little bit because that is all, like, different world stuff, right? But with Superman and Batman, what they should have done, and they didn't, is they never should have let them, like, return. They should have always kind of aged the character and had them train new people, and then the new people come in, and so you could have, fresh set of circumstances,
Well,
you could
kind of
do the
the
same thing, just change the characters to different people, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's the brilliance of Doctor Who, even though, like, some writers still feel they have to jump the shark and change major lore. But every few years you get a new actor, and it's not even just that. It's built into the character that they get a whole new personality. So you get new
Yeah.
essentially a familiar but new character to do different character arcs with. Like, that's part of what made Capaldi's Captain Capaldi's Doctor so interesting. Like, he had a very distinct arc. What was the most recent Doctor's arc? She was awkward.
She's awkward. She's apparently a timeless child.
She's a space Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't
died
remember
repeatedly.
anything that she did.
She could have gotten answers and decided to not.
Yeah.
Because that would require writing yourself out of the plot hole that you set up, or whatever.
The Master bested her almost always, sort of.
She often had to rely on others to save her.
Yeah.
She sacrificed others to
She
save
had
her.
she had a full TARDIS, so she wouldn't have to be on screen all the time.
And actually have a character, character writing. Why? Oh, you
Yeah.
RTD,
Yeah.
come back.
Yes, please.
We're waiting. We're
God,
rewatching RTD.
Someone else write some 13th Doctor stories that I'll actually be able to look back on fondly.
You
Come
know,
on, Big Finish. I know she's probably not
Right.
ready to do it, but
right?
This Doctor Who's character arc where she was Doctor Who this time got to live through what it's like to be a woman in in any industry, basically, you know.
right.
So
And she basically played a character that was very androgynous too. Like that's the frustrating
Oh, yeah.
bit about it. It's like it's not like she played it super feminine, you know. Not that
Oh,
she
yeah.
isn't feminine, but like she didn't play it super feminine. She I feel like she went out of her way to just keep it kind of neutral.
yeah,
no,
she
that-
looked, go ahead. I was gonna say she looked like a 12-year-old, kind of, to me.
Right.
The outfit seemed very like. I mean, it was like a female outfit. Like I don't see a lot of guys in the flood pants or whatever they call them, you know. But it seemed intentionally not too feminine, and to the point to where like RTD's like, oh, I didn't want to have
Right.
Tennant regenerate into woman's clothes, and knowing that would become the headline. It's like, what woman's clothes?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
It didn't phase the Master in any way, shape, or form.
He looked kind of just like a person in regular clothes.
Yeah.
Very unisex outfit. So
Oh.
Right.
Well, and I mean, men
Oh,
don't
good
wear
turn in.
short pants, but they usually wear long shorts. So it's basically the same anyway. You know what I mean? They don't
Right.
wear short pants, but they wear long shorts. So they still meet kind of in the same place a lot of times.
And was she still wearing like the bizarre like everything doctor outfit, or had she changed out of that already?
No, I'm assuming she was in her regular outfit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she would have been in the everything doctor outfit because no, she would have, wouldn't she?
And so
Because
it's like
her original body regenerated into the Doctor Master and then left and was doing Doctor Master stuff. Or Master Doctor, whatever.
yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, regardless, but like if it was just like that was a hodgepodge of every doctor. So like that wasn't even her normal affair, you know. It was
RTD
basically
just
her
wanted
coat.
RTD just wanted to hit the hardcore nostalgia member berries for everybody who was excited for Tennant coming back.
Right.
They had to give him a very Tennant Doctor outfit.
Right.
I'm gonna guess, regardless what he said.
Yeah.
Member berries.
Yeah. Member.
Remember.
Yeah.
And that's been our Doctor Who segment.
Again,
Which is
What
really
were we
about
talking about?
which is really about Spider-Man. You're welcome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you do with these characters that have been around forever? You do
should
Doctor
turn him into
Who.
Doctor Who.
I mean, basically,
Oh.
I mean, you're kind of right. Like, what did they do with Spider-Man in the '90s? They made Spider-Man 2099. They were like, you know what? Let's try a Spider-Man from the future. Same thing with Batman. What
Yeah.
do we do with Batman? Hey, you know what? Batman's old. He's too old. Now give him a kid and make that kid a Batman. It's Batman Beyond.
It's
Put him
interesting
in
because
space.
Yeah.
I get it, like, because Batman's Batman, but also like Bruce Wayne's Batman. So I get the appeal of like, sure, that's Batman, but who's the D-bag actually? Like, he is an interesting character, but Batman in particular has constantly been setting up the next Batman for decades and decades,
Right.
and they just. I'm so out of touch. I feel like Batman wasn't Batman I feel like there was a different Batman somewhat recently. I don't know who it was or whatever, but you know, all the Robins and then Nightwing and then like everything with Damian to where they even did like weird Grant Morrison futures where Damian is Batman.
Right.
I mean, I doubt that's going to come to be, but they were setting up Damian pretty hard.
Yeah. He'd be a cool Batman, I think, because he's already, a bad butt when he's young.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time he's grown up and Batman influenced or whatever, he'd be really good, I would imagine.
I like Damian, and
Me too.
I know God, that seems like that was some of the early, maybe even pre-Grawlix comic conversations we'd have about Damian and the different Robins. But I get why he's annoying to people because he's a kid, but all kid characters are pretty annoying. But man, Grant Morrison did some pretty cool stuff with Damian and that whole thing. Like, he even kind of gave Damian his own, not his own full-on rogues gallery, but Professor Pig and stuff was came around that era and seemed like more specifically a Damian Batman villain than Bruce villain. So
right,
I don't know. I enjoyed that whole Grant Morrison.
My problem with Damian was always Tim. And it's still my problem with Damian is really just not really that Damian's a bad Robin because he's a great Robin. He really is. It's the problem is they have no plan for Tim. Like they just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and they're just like, is this one going to stick? Is this one going to stick? Like,
right.
I
Damian
don't
shouldn't
know.
even exist. And now that you mention it, because Tim was obviously set up to be the next, he's a great detective and all this and that, and super
Right.
smart and doesn't have yeah.
And it's fine, but you got to be able to transition him. And it took Hush and it took the Red Hood to transition Jason Todd. But it's we actually have a path forward with Jason Todd that we don't have for Tim. Come up with something for Tim, for the love of God. Get him out of the tights.
Beat him with a crowbar.
I guess, something. Kill him off. I don't know. Do something interesting with him. Let him return in some grand fashion, and then we'll care about him again.
Yeah.
Well, and towards the end of the Capullo Snyder run, they were setting up not as a new Batman, but they were setting up this Duke character, and I don't know what became of him, but I know he was not a Batman, but some other character that was still part of the Bat family.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I know they're doing something new with Tim, but I don't remember. But I don't know what it is, and it feels like too little, too late at this point. It's just man, you guys have tried and failed with that Tim character so many times that I'm not gonna believe it. I guess he's Red Robin.
I have so much Batman. I do want to catch up on some Batman. I've got a bunch of the comics now. I just don't know where to jump back to because I don't want to. I liked what Tom King was doing during his because I like Tom King. I was very excited when he took over. I don't know, but something about I kind of fell off, and I kind of feel like maybe it's a little bit Tom King's fault. He was really getting into this Batman Catwoman maybe getting married thing, which was going to happen as canon, and then eventually, I guess, and I only know this because I was researching when I was what comics do I need to catch up? They got married, but that's not canon now. So what? So where do I go? How far back do I need to jump? And don't tell me Dark Knight's Metal or whatever, all that stuff, man. What a huge convoluted mess. I can't jump into that. That's really kind of what killed me on Batman. It looks so cool, but there were so many spin-offs that I've never been able to. There's the Batman or the Batman who laughs or whatever is a Joker Batman with no eyes, and he's what cool looks pretty cool. I don't know where to.
Yeah,
it's beyond me.
I was trying to think of one character that actually worked, and it's even that they rolled back. The Flash. The Flash, they actually gave it to Wally West, and Wally West was the Flash for a long time, and then they rebirthed it, and now Wally
Right.
West is what? Like for a while, he didn't even exist.
You're right. You're right. Well, and with Rebirth,
One of them wet blanket rebirths.
yes, exactly. See, we're just falling back on stuff we talked about years ago.
Right? Yeah.
Literal
Man.
years ago.
This is what happens when we talk about comics. We just literally reset. We have a wet blanket rebirth of our own,
Yeah.
Yes.
just so
like
we
they
can
brought-
simulate it.
Some characters from the pre-New 52 universe, like Superman, like, and Lois and their kids showed up, and that's who's Superman now.
Right.
Like,
Oh, that's right. They killed that Superman, and he stayed dead.
yeah, I guess so.
Good.
Well, and now
Maybe they need-
Superman's kid is a Superman of sorts, and he's making all the conservatives mad.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get broke.
I was reading that for a little bit too, and the Superman, I don't know which Superman series it was, but it was around Rebirth, and like with where they brought, and it was good, but it was by, I can't remember even the writers now, but the
Was
writers that were
was
doing,
Bendis still on it at that time? I don't even know who's writing it now.
I can't remember his name, it eludes me, but it was the same writer that was also doing Batman and Robin for a while, and it seemed like a natural, like, he just does father-son characters very well.
Oh,
So I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay. So they put him on the Superman
Gotcha.
where he has a Superboy son. But it was still good, and I was enjoying it. Then I fell off of everything.
Superboy son. Yeah.
Superboy son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Comics are
Oh.
amazing.
You know what? There's so much amazing today that I'm not going to do a whole story. I'm going to mention 3 stories, and then you can go look them up if you want to know
That is
more.
amazing. That's amazing.
Okay, so the first one is that humans trained some honeybees to count. They had already done that, and now they were testing them, and honeybees can tell the difference between even and odd numbers. So that's a thing. Another one is that scientists have found out that you could use fiber optics, and tweaking it a little bit and using it with satellites, they can basically use it to look at the inside of the planet, and they can test some seismic stuff, and they'll be able to watch the weather. Basically, they're going to turn the planet into like one big, like, kind of what do you call it? A sensor type thing. So that's kind of amazing. And then the other thing is that the Earth's inner core stopped turning, and it probably will be switching directions.
I did read something about that. Like,
Yeah. What does that do to us?
that seems like a bad thing.
Actually, apparently it happens every 70 years or so.
Oh.
So, yeah, and
And
it's...
does everyone die when it happens?
No, but like weird weather stuff happens, and something else I can't remember also happens like on the same cycle, which I think is strange that it's connected that way. Of course, magnetism I think is affected too, because that the core spinning is what creates the magnetism of the planet for the most part.
Nope.
Okay.
They lying. It's a miracle. Magnet.
It's a miracle. How do they work?
Oh man, stupid ICP, because that is forever. Anytime magnets in any way gets mentioned,
Yeah.
my first thought is they lying. How do they work?
How they work? Yep.
Anyway,
It worked. We
Yeah.
think about ICP when we talk about magnets.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
disappointing. I'm upset.
It's okay.
Anyway,
So if you learned anything tonight, John Cusack is like Doctor Who, Spider-Man, Batman, Batman's son, no, Superman's Superboy's son, and that is kind of like Irish vampire slayers.
yep.
except you put them all together and then give them a wet blanket rebirth.
Yeah.
And it's the new thing.
Yeah. And it's fine if Superman dies.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on, I don't know, because Melanie and my birthdays are coming up, and I know, when is the Grawlix?
It's right around my birthday because March
It's-
3rd.
It's 2,
and-
3, 3, 4, right?
Yeah,
Or 4.
and then when's your
5?
Jesse? When's your birthday?
My birthday's March 3rd
Okay.
because it's just like all of it's kind of together, right? Like
Right.
half the time we're like, we're going to skip this week because it's somebody's birthday anniversary.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Right.
Yeah.
can't skip all the weeks because it's the show's birthday anniversary.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like this year for Grawlix, I think this is the year of the throwback. Maybe might be the year of the throwback. Because we've been doing lots of last week we were talking about about unicorning, the dangers of unicorning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
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 So we're just gonna remake our own episodes, our old episodes.
Yeah.
We'll just have an episode about cat dancing and yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to talk about reboots all the time. Now we are just going to be a reboot.
Oh, that's right. We used to just rail against them because we didn't like the term.
Right.
And then
right.
people would even come on and be like, "No, but but the term is nebula. The term just means this now." It's like, that's dumb. Reboot used to mean something, and
like
it was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gotten better. I think everyone just gave up. It's just like it's inevitable now.
Yeah, we just say reboot and we mean whatever we want.
The one news item I had kind of picked out, and we don't have to dive into it, but it's relevant in that there's going to be a new Nosferatu movie. Talk about
Wow.
reaching way back for a reboot.
Now, is it
But-
actually a reboot or is it a sequel that they're calling a reboot?
Has there been any actual? I feel like there hasn't actually been any Nosferatu sequels. But if it was going to be a sequel, it's going to ignore everything that's happened since.
Maybe Shadow of the Vampire would be as close to a sequel as you might come to.
Right. Yeah, I was talking about that with Melanie earlier. Speaking of Jesse, also Savannah says, yes, the reboot I want to see. I am actually excited for this because it will be by the director of The Witch and The Lighthouse, so it's gonna be weird and like if you had to, he seems like the perfect person to like give a Nosferatu movie to. But also, and it's not official, but Deadline was reporting that there's been talks that Willem Dafoe will be involved.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Which the director
if you're gonna
worked
do-
with him, obviously, in The Lighthouse and also The Northman, which I haven't seen. But he was in Shadow of the Vampire as Count
Yeah.
Warlock.
Oh, yeah.
He
That's
was
right.
Nosferatu, so, like,
Yeah.
he better be Nosferatu again. Like, he's
Yeah.
perfect.
Come on. Yeah. He just looks more Nosferatu than the last time he looked like Nosferatu. That's it.
He looks way more Nosferatu now.
Yeah.
In a good way. Willem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
He's got such face.
He's got such face.
Got such face.
He gives good face.
Yeah. He does. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's certain people that have the big stretchy faces that they can do crazy things with them. And he's got that face.
Oh, God. I'm not going to post. I'm not going to. You should
Oh,
read
my.
the comments. Hey,
my.
Savannah, what's going on?
Oh, my. I think we've talked about this in the past, but we really just need a super movie that has Nicolas Cage, Christopher Walken, Willem Dafoe. Hell, throw Jim Carrey
They
in there.
could-
Just why not?
Here we go. Amazing actor or unique actor Dracula cinematic universe, because we need Nicolas
yeah.
Cage's Dracula versus Willem Dafoe's Nosferatu. Who was the other one that you said?
Nicolas Cage, Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Has he ever played a vampire?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah.
Crispin Glover.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Perfect. Yeah.
Crispin Glover gets to be Renfield.
Well, and I think Jim Carrey had a vampire movie, too.
He did.
Right.
You could throw him in there and just have crazy overacting.
Yeah, man.
Just a battle of the overacting vampires.
I would watch it every day.
Every
Yeah.
day, every day. You'd probably be like annoyed by some of it, but you'd still be like, whoa. Like there would be moments of just pure brilliance from all of them at some point.
Yep.
And then you're just like, oh god, that scene though. The one where Nicolas Cage just started his Trump impression again. It's like I don't understand where it came from. I don't know what possessed
Oh,
him.
that's so funny. Yeah, yeah.
The color out of space thing. Yeah.
It just, I guess they cut some stuff out that was, but so they cut some stuff out that was very relevant to Trump. Like apparently it was a thing that.
Oh.
But when they cut that out, when he randomly starts doing Trump impressions, like it seems really weird.
It does. It had no context to what was going on.
Can you imagine all of them in the same room in a scene?
I
They'd
know.
all be mugging so hard.
Yeah.
It's like veins would be popping. They'd all be trying to like outdo each other in the camera.
You know what
Exactly.
though? I don't think Willem Dafoe would. He
You're
would
right.
rein it in. He'd be the one person that would rein it in, and he would just have a weird face.
And he just
It's like a super crazy emotive face. That's it.
and he would win.
He would win. He would have to win.
He'd win
Yeah.
by not doing anything. He'd
Yeah.
just
That's it. He would just show up on set and stand there.
I was all
we'd be
like,
like-
"Fire, fight.
And we'd be like, "Did you see Willem Dafoe in that movie?"
The lighthouse. There's a scene where he gets buried in dirt. It's literally throwing dirt on his face, and it's the most amazing thing.
And they actually did it too. They threw dirt on his face.
He's got dirt in his eyes. It's hardcore. If you
Yeah.
haven't watched The Lighthouse, it's worth watching for such a weird, like, art house kind of horror movie with weird lowbrow humor mixed in. It's very unique. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I sort of love the Spider-Man nod that Savannah just threw into the chat there. I'm something of a scientist myself.
I know it's such a like that last Spider-Man movie. I know they threw in so many memes, and people are like, "Oh, it's a meme." But like when he said, "I'm somewhat of a," he said the line.
He said the line. He said, "Yeah."
I lost it. I think I was the only one in the theater that.
It's such a good. It's so
But
good.
it was
Yeah.
it was so good. Anyway, well, that was all amazing. And before Jesse, you got anything exciting coming up?
It's Friday tomorrow.
It is Friday.
That sounds exciting to me.
Our friend Savannah is gonna go to somewhere for a job interview, and
Oh,
we should
good
wish her luck.
Yeah, good luck.
She's
Nail it.
flying somewhere. She is
Yeah.
Oh,
getting
snap.
on a plane to fly to a job interview.
Dang,
That's some real stuff.
that's for real. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the most adult thing I think I've ever heard.
yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too adult. But good luck, and I hope you nail it.
It probably won't be out this week because tomorrow's the end of the week, but I will have a new album coming out soon, some music. It is much more metal. I've
Oh.
gone full metal. Ask Melanie. She hears it. She
Yep,
doesn't care for
I hear it. Nope.
I was hoping to have it out this month. I doubt I'll be able to wrap it up by tomorrow, but it'll be out in like a week or so. So, yay, music.
All right.
We don't need to put the comment up, but Savannah mentioned the word bougie in the comments. That's like the third time in a week that I've heard that used, and I've never really heard. I mean, I've heard it used before, but not very often. It's weird to me. Just sharing.
Well, her bouginess is it's contagious. We're
Is
gonna
it?
get all kinds of classy and stuff now.
See, this is how old I am. I wanted to go with like a Jackson, the Jacksons, that era of Michael Jackson. He had a song, "Blame It on the Boogie," and I wanted to go with "Blame It on the Bougie." And I was like, that's such a niche pun.
It can really kind of is like
Dang,
I don't
I'm
think I
so
would.
old. Or like, it's like, no, don't make that pun. But my brain still is like, I'm stuck on it. So I had to, I had to explain the joke that wouldn't have been funny.
Right. I don't think I would have got it.
Yeah.
I would have laughed anyway, just a little bit.
Curtis will
So
laugh.
blame it on the bougie.
I get it.
Wowie wow!
That's a zinger. All right. Well, that's it. Wow, what a show. Wow.
We really did.
Wow, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you want to catch more, go to grawlixpodcast.com. GRAWLIX podcast.com. It's the place to be.
Yep. Woo! If you need a t-shirt. Okay.
I'm a
Yeah,
goth.
Oh, yeah. Go to Instagram or Facebook and slap a /caged AI. CAGED AI. No reason. I'm not affiliated with that necessarily. I'm not.
I like
almost.
crows. I'm a goth.
Since we're talking, hold on, real quick. The one I posted today is no comments yet, of course. It's too good not to share, real quick. Wait, what happened?
I don't know. What
Share
happened?
screen. There we go.
Oh my! That's almost a John Cusack Nick Cage right there.
Yeah.
It is.
You're better off dead. Where's my $2? What's my motivation? It is pretty great, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are fun.
Yeah. Stable diffusion. I was like, oh, everybody's all real mad about stable diffusion right now. I better figure out how to run that locally.
Better really. Oh yeah,
I better download that quick.
Man.
So
Yeah, they
I've been
really are
playing with that
jumping
a
on
little
it.
Yeah. Lawsuits are happening. So I kind of knew it would eventually, but it's very disappointing. Anyway. So you know what, though? Caged AI? Not that I would know. I have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, unaffiliated.
They will go rogue if they have to. You want some of them black market caged AI images?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please. How black is black?
I feel like Cage would approve. Be like, can I buy that? All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Have a good weekend.